Welcome back to the Landlord Profitability Playbook series. I'm Chris McAllister with ROOST Real Estate Co, and today we're diving into Profitability Play Number Three, Rehab to the Neighborhood Standard. This is where many landlords either make or lose serious money. Your approach to repairs, maintenance, and property improvements will determine whether you're building equity and attracting quality tenants or throwing money away while driving good tenants to your competition. Download the scorecard linked in the description below, and let's examine the 4 stages and see where your rehab strategy currently stands. If you're in the reacting stage, you do as little as you can get away with when it comes to repairs and maintenance. You know your tenants won't appreciate anything you do anyway. This mindset is incredibly destructive, but it's often born from frustration. Maybe you've had tenants who damaged nice things, or you spent good money on improvements only to have them trashed, so now you figure, why bother? You're buying the cheapest materials, doing the bare minimum to make things functional, and telling yourself it's just going to get ruined anyway. You patch holes with spackle but don't repaint. You replace broken fixtures with the cheapest option you can find. The problem is this creates a downward spiral. When you provide substandard housing, you attract substandard tenants. And substandard tenants are more likely to damage your property, which reinforces your belief that you shouldn't invest in improvements. You're also leaving money on the table. Properties that look and feel cheap rent for cheap prices and attract tenants who treat them cheaply. You think you're saving money, but you're actually costing yourself rental income and long-term appreciation. Worst of all, you're building a reputation as a slumlord, which makes it even harder to attract quality tenants who would actually take care of your investments. In the surviving stage, you really don't know how much things cost or how to evaluate a bid. You are at the mercy of every contractor you call, and everything costs twice what you think it should. This is a frustrating place to be because you want to do the right thing, but you feel completely lost in the process. You call 3 contractors for a bathroom renovation, and the bids come back at $3,000, $7,500, and $12,000. How are you supposed to know what's reasonable? You don't know if that flooring estimate is fair or if you're being taken advantage of. You don't understand why painting one room costs $800 when you can buy paint for $50. You don't know the difference between builder grade and mid-range materials, so you can't evaluate what you're paying for. Contractors can sense your uncertainty, and some will take advantage of it. You end up either overpaying for work or choosing the cheapest bid and getting poor quality results. Both scenarios hurt your bottom line. You want to rehab to a good standard, but without knowledge of costs and materials, you're essentially gambling every time you hire someone. This makes it impossible to budget accurately or plan your improvements strategically. The lack of knowledge also makes you hesitant to do necessary improvements, which means your properties stay below their potential both in rent and appreciation. If you're in the muscling stage, you feel the only way to avoid getting ripped off is to do the work yourself. You have a great relationship with the cashiers at Home Depot. You've learned that contractors are expensive and sometimes unreliable, so you've decided to become a jack of all trades. You're spending weekends learning plumbing, teaching yourself tile work, and watching YouTube videos on electrical repairs. The Home Depot staff knows you by name because you're there every Saturday morning buying supplies for your latest project. You've got tools in your car, paint on your clothes, and calluses on your hands. On one hand, this saves you money and gives you control over the quality of work. You know it's done right because you did it yourself. You're building valuable skills and cutting out the middleman on labor costs. But here's the problem. Your time has value too. While you're spending 20 hours tiling a bathroom to save $1,500 in labor costs, you could have been looking at new properties, marketing vacant units, or working on higher level business strategies. You're also limited by your own skill level and available time. Some jobs really do require professionals, and trying to do everything yourself can slow down your ability to scale your business. You're muscling through by doing it all yourself, but you're trading time for money instead of building systems that work without you. In the succeeding stage, you collect and evaluate at least 2 bids for every rehab project you undertake and know exactly how to maximize monthly cash flow and long-term appreciation. This is where you've become a smart investor rather than just a property owner. You understand the difference between improvements that increase rent and improvements that increase resale value. You know which improvements give you the best return on investment. You have relationships with reliable contractors who give you fair pricing because you're a repeat customer. You know what materials to specify and what quality level makes sense for each property and price point. Most importantly, you approach every rehab project strategically. You're not just fixing what's broken, you're making calculated improvements that either increase monthly rent, reduce maintenance costs, or boost long-term appreciation. You might spend $3,000 on a kitchen update that lets you increase rent by $200 per month, giving you a payback period of 15 months. Or you might invest in higher quality flooring that costs more upfront, but lasts twice as long, reducing your long-term maintenance costs. You collect multiple bids, not just to save money, but to understand the market and make informed decisions. You know when to pay more for quality and when the cheaper option makes financial sense. This strategic approach means every dollar you spend on improvements is working to build your wealth rather than just maintaining your properties. So, where do you stand? Are you doing the bare minimum, feeling lost with contractors, doing everything yourself, or making strategic decisions that build wealth? Your approach to rehabs and improvements is crucial because it affects everything: your rental income, your property values, the quality of tenants you attract, and your long-term returns. Next up is Profitability Play Number 4. Market purposefully. Keep scoring yourself honestly as we go through each play. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.